This video is just to remind me never to get my bike serviced in December again, and just my experience of my first time riding in sub-zero conditions. I got my bike serviced at Two Wheels Triumph Honda, Edinburgh, whatever it is, and I'll discuss the prices afterwards and what it was. But this here is just my reminder of what it was like and my experience of it, and why I'm definitely going to change the time of year that I do in the future.
Oh my god. It's currently minus 2 degrees Celsius, and annoyingly on December, this is the time I need to go take my bike in for its annual service. Definitely not doing this again next year. I'm going to change my annual service to an earlier time in the year. So minus 2 degrees. For me to survive this, I am wearing 2 pairs of trousers. One of the pairs is actually a pair of ski trousers. My inner trousers are tucked into my socks, which are halfway up the legs. Could have done with some sort of leggings or something, that might be quite weird. But yeah, so leggings, maybe next year I'll get, or maybe I just won't ride during winter when it's this cold. Yeah, 2 pairs of trousers. I've then got a short sleeve t-shirt on, followed by a long sleeve t-shirt on, followed by a gym vest, followed by a running jacket, followed by my ski jacket, which has the inner fleece and then the outer layer that you've got there. I've also got 2 heated, I've got my heated gloves, and I've got heated little ball things that I've put in my pockets to try and keep my other bits warm here. And I'm wearing my rucksack. But my god, the temperature isn't actually the problem at the moment. It's the sheer fear of the road, because it's below freezing, and the roads are ever so slightly damp, which makes me fear that it could be slippy. And I haven't done any sort of training or skills on oh my god, corners in wet smooth roads like that is absolutely terrifying. But at least this year I've got better helmets. Last year my helmet was all steaming up and it was horrible. But yeah, I'm literally just filming this for a record in the future, so remember what gear that I wore and my experience of doing it in sub-zero degrees temperature and the conditions that I was in, because I really would have liked to have cancelled it today, but I've taken the day off work. I've organised it with Triumph months ago to get in for a service, and sometimes you've just got to man up. But one thing I was also thinking, I keep on reminding myself back to COVID times when life was so boring, when we were in lockdown. Lockdown, we couldn't do anything. Here I'm actively endangering my life to live. Right, anyway, can't talk, got to focus. Same thing as what happened last year. Very quickly, my arms are exhausted. I think partly because I've got so many layers on, so there's blood restriction, blood flow restriction going on in the arm. But also just, I'm so tense. I'm just like absolutely, I need to learn to relax while doing this. It's just, I'm just so nervous of the road conditions here, so can't stop being tense. fear of losing grip and all that kind of stuff as well too. But yeah, it's quite shocking just how carefully, well, of course I need to ride as carefully as possible in weather like this, but that is quite an interesting transition from motorway, where I was just like, yeah, just go straight to, oh, I need to go around the corner, suddenly feeling that was weird. Oh, and my knees cracked when I stopped there. Interesting seeing the amount of people in for doing their training. Good effort, guys. Nope. Find neutral. Wow. Struggling to find neutral there, good.
Here, I'll just give the voiceover to the end of the video here. So, the service was its second, well, I suppose it's really its first 1 year service. It got a service after its first 600 miles, that was its kind of run-in service, and then this is its first annual service. So the Triumph Bobber needs to get service either every 10,000 miles or once every year. Obviously I haven't done 10,000 miles, only around about 3,000 in the last time that I've had it. I bought the bike in July the previous year, and then it took me until December to get my 600 miles on it, just due to circumstances. So that worked out, yeah, it's kind of a 1.5 year service there. But so I just wonder if getting the service done in winter is actually quite a good time to get it done, because it's done all its fast and long rides during the summer, and then it gets fresh, clean oil for it to be parked up in the garage for the next couple of months. I wonder if that's a good thing. I don't know. It's currently in the garage now, all locked up and on its trickle charger for the rest of the winter season, because I am not wanting to go ride in that, partly also because I don't want Bob to get dirty, because I really enjoy how clean and beautiful and new he looks all the time. So taking him out on that, unless it's going to be a glorious blue sky day and no salt on the roads and it's all looking good, then I just don't think I'm going to be going out for any pleasure rides when it's sub 7-8 degrees Celsius. The heated gloves I had certainly did kind of help a tiny bit. The guys at the shop actually, so there's something at Triumph, or Two Wheels, there's a service department, there's a sales department, there's a Honda department, there's also a kit department, stuff, you know, if you want to get gloves, jackets and all that stuff. The guy in there was really helpful. So my gloves I thought were a bit crap. I went in, spoke to the guy dealing with all the kind of helmets and gloves and jackets and all that, and he let me try on some better quality gloves to try it, and he got the batteries charged for me so I could try them on and try them heated, so I could see the heat difference going on there. So there's a pair of RST gloves, heated RST gloves which I think I'm going to go back in and buy from him. I didn't manage to do it at the time because I'd used all my money for paying for the service, so I need to nip back in there at some point, because even if it's a good day, if I'm going for a very early ride somewhere, it'll still be pretty cold. Like if I go up to the Highlands again, having the heated gloves I think just would definitely be good, and quality heated gloves. Looking at around about 180, 190 pounds compared to the 90 pounds that I spent, so almost double the price. They just, everything about them just seemed better, better fit, better flexibility, better heating, everything. So definitely could have go back in and chat to the guy there, who was very helpful. I can't remember his name though, so unfortunately forgot about that. So the service itself, basic. They didn't really have to do anything to the bike, and the guy in the service department, he went over the itemised bill of what it was. They did it very quick, so I just went there and just sat in the shop during the time that I was there, because when I dropped it in, by the time I got there, it was about 10:30. I said, yeah, they asked if I wanted to take out a bike, a courtesy bike, for about £15 to do me in the meantime. And I was like, I'm just so exhausted and so shattered from doing that ride that I said, sorry mate, I think I'm just going to sit in here and thaw out and warm up. The guy was like, yeah, that's absolutely fine. It's because I had tried to organise to get a courtesy bike, and I would have if the weather was better and if it wasn't frozen. So maybe if I change my service time next year, I'll definitely get a courtesy bike out and get a review of another bike during that time. And the guy gave me a itemised bill, showed me what they did, what they looked through, the oil that they changed, checked that the brake pads were all good, all that kind of stuff. So they went through that, and the total price for that was £261. So I was expecting around £250 for the service, then plus whatever it was they were going to put in to the bike, like all the oil and all that kind of stuff. So the fact that it was 261 was actually cheaper than what I thought I was going to get charged. I thought it was going to be maybe like 280, 290, maybe 300 going on there. Maybe next service they do the brake fluids as well, so that might be a more expensive one going on there. But certainly it's first 1 year service, which is actually 1.5 years for myself. It was where I thought the price was going to be, so £261 for that service. And then riding at home, went back to some cold roads, and literally got home, put the bike into the garage, and then washed and cleaned it and put all the ACF. Oh, they also lubed the chain and oiled the chain for me as well. So once I got home, the chain was all oiled, but I gave it a little bit more of a scrub, just because I'd obviously ridden in this very cold weather where there's probably salt on the road. So I gave the bike a full wipe down, hot soapy bath, to get it all good for tucking into the garage for the weekend. So yeah, that's how it was. Yeah, definitely not I am definitely a fair weather rider. Not that, like, riding this weather is just stressful. You're stressing. One, UK roads are terrible condition. Then the amount of potholes that are there, the amount of places where water can be there turning into ice in this temperature. Then on top of that, the salt and the grit, which you just think is just going to be corroding your bike whenever you stop. The other car users on the road, every traffic light, you just see everybody's on their mobile phone or just not paying attention, all that kind of stuff. And then there's some drivers that just don't have any concept of social distancing or whatever it is. Like, they're right up my arse the whole time when I'm on the motorway. I'm just like, fuck off, get off my arse while I'm on the motorway, dealing with steamed up glasses, feeling absolutely frozen, can barely move, but again, with Bob, it's still fun. So in other words, that engine noise, the decat and the short exhaust that I've got on it just means there is just that kind of fun drama going out. I also I did have a little bit of a feeling of like I'd gained some man points. Like, to go out for a ride in freezing cold, I did get a little bit of an ego boost, thinking any drivers around here must be looking at me. either thinking that guy is insane, or B, that guy's a hard ass bastard. And I was like, yes, I feel like a tough guy. Which underneath I was just like, I just want to go home. But yeah, that definitely made me have like some man points, and definitely made me. I think it'll make me appreciate when it is warm, when it is good road conditions and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, not something I'm really wanting to do again. So I think just over the winter, it's just gonna be a couple of times just turning on the engine of Bob just to listen to that exhaust growl and annoy the neighbours a few times with that. But otherwise, yeah, next year definitely booking it in for August, September, October, but not November, or in this case December. Just far too cold for that. So there you go. That was the riding to get my service. There you go. Cheers. Bye bye.